How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Wimbledon Career Mode series. And this will be episode number 94 of this series, and it will be season 6, episode 9. I'm planning on making this episode extra long. I want to get as many games jam-packed into this episode as possible. We are going to be playing the Capital One Cup final game against Arsenal, which will be the first game of the episode. And then the plan is really just to sim most of the Premier League games as we have been doing. And then, of course, we want to try and get as far as we possibly can in the Champions League. I'm hoping to make this episode maybe a 20-minute special, maybe a bit longer. It depends how long all the games take to play. But we do now have the first game of the episode in the Capital One Cup final against Arsenal. And looking at our first team for this game, we're going to have to make quite a few offensive changes, because looking at the fitness of some players such as Solanke and Draxler, they're really not looking too fit. But even after we've made those changes to the first team for this game, our attack is still looking very strong. It's a shame that I didn't rest them properly for this game, because I would have liked them to start, but we can bring them on in the second half and I'm sure they can make an impact. We really do want to get our first bit of silverware this season, being the Capital One Cup, and if we can do that in this game, that would be really good. It all does depend on the Arsenal lineup though, and Olivier Giroud has 3 goals in his last 3 games, so he could be a threat in this one. By the looks of things, Arsenal haven't actually changed their lineup, but we will take a little look now at their team. So yeah, just like I thought, they haven't really signed any players apart from Umtiti, but that's still a very, very strong side for Arsenal, and I think we could struggle to win this game. Now it's here for Debussy, in for Santi Cazorla. What a great shot that was, and that could have been 1-0 in this game for Arsenal. Only just wide of the post there, and a good effort. And now it's forward again for Yukonen with a burst of pace on this left side. And we need to keep running with this one. Maybe try and play it into the middle. And it's a great pass into Ravel Morrison. And I believe that is him who makes it 1-0. I think it was Ravel Morrison anyway, but it's a really good run into the box by Yukonen. Really doing well with his pace and just cutting it back into a really dangerous area, and we end up scoring. And yes, it was indeed Ravel Morrison getting the first goal of the game for us here. I believe in most of the sim matches that I played him in, he's actually got a few goals, but this will be the first goal that I've actually got with him in a game. Now into Santi Cazorla getting the cross in. We cleared it away. Good header there by Vestergaard. Now it's forward once again for Ravel Morrison, the goal scorer, in a really good position here. And we're going to cut inside and do the defender completely. And again, another defender has just been completely done. And we end up finishing off the opportunity with Adam Armstrong scoring a really, really good move. I genuinely didn't expect Ravel Morrison to do that many defenders. It's just really poor defending by Arsenal. Sliding in, trying to win the ball back, and in the end, it's going to be a really simple finish for Armstrong after Ravel Morrison set him up. And he's really had a good game, Ravel Morrison, getting a goal and an assist now for Armstrong's goal. Now it's Santi Cazorla crossing it in, and it will fall here for Campbell. We could try and get the cross in again, and it's fallen for Giroud, who ends up scoring. It's 2-1 in this game now, and Arsenal are back into proceedings. It's a really good cross into the middle, to be fair. I didn't think that cross was going to anything, but then it falls to Campbell, who puts in a really delicious ball. And Joel Campbell's done well again, and he could get Arsenal back into the game. So now here's to Cazorla into the middle, and Sears punches away well. Now Strandberg up here to Ravel Morrison, trying to play it through, and it's a really good ball. And we do end up making it 3-1 with Strandberg scoring the goal. And it's a fantastic ball again by Ravel Morrison. It comes to his feet. You think he's going to play it to Neymar, but instead, that's a really incisive pass into the feet of Strandberg. Now it's going to be Campbell inside to Ramsey. Ramsey inside to Giroud, who should have done better there. He should have at least put that one on target. Oh, we've lost the ball out in a silly position. They end up having a shot, but Sears with a big boy save there. So ball into the middle again, which we will clear away. Here to Draxler, playing it out wide. And Czech is out of his goal, so why don't we go for a shot? Okay, yeah, that's the last time I'll be doing that, I think. So there we have it. We do end up winning the Capital One Cup final 3-1. A really, really good performance as well from the whole team. And considering half of our players attacking-wise were really unfit for this game, I think we did well to come away with this result. We had players like Neymar, Draxler and Solanke who just weren't fit enough for this game. But putting in Ravel Morrison for this game seemed to work like a charm, because he assisted 2 and got a goal for himself. We won the FA Cup last year, and now we've won the Capital One Cup this year. and it will be our captain Yannick Vestergaard picking up the trophy. And I'm very, very happy with that result. I'm more happy with the way that Ravel Morrison played though, because he was exceptional in this game. He really was. And he's put me in a bit of a dilemma at the moment, because Ravel Morrison played excellently at the cam position. So it's a bit difficult who I should play really in that position, because Julian Draxler, he does so well in that position, but Ravel Morrison really did impress me in this game. But since it is the first of the month, we will take a little look at the squad report and see some of the players that have grown. Will Davis is now up to an 85 overall, which is completely insane. He's had some really good technical growth this year, but that 97 crossing really does stand out to me. In 6 appearances for the club, Ravel Morrison has scored 2 goals and got 3 assists, and it seems like this season our central attacking midfielders are really doing work. Look at this fixture congestion. Oh my word, we have got a real tough task ahead of us. We've got 3 Premier League games in the space of 5 days, which is ridiculous. And then we've also got this FA Cup game against Wigan. I probably will sim that one with our reserves, because only 2 days later we then have the next leg of the Wolfsburg game in the round of 16 of the Champions League. And here we now have a game against Sunderland, which we will go ahead and sim. They've got 2 draws and a loss in their last 3 games, and we do end up winning this one 2-0 thanks to a Draxler and Yukonen goal. And now literally a day later we have a game against Newcastle, and this fixture congestion at the moment is pretty ridiculous. And for this next game against Newcastle, we're pretty much going with a completely different team. Already we missed a penalty and a player got injured in the first minute. Pretty crazy stuff there. But we do end up getting only a 2-2 draw from this game, unfortunately, after we conceded straight after we scored. So Watford have drawn their last 3 games 1-1. Hopefully in this game we can actually beat them, because I don't really want to draw in this game. And we end up beating them 4-0, which is a fantastic result. Neymar getting 2 goals and also Solanke and Yukonen scoring. But once again, it's time for some more fixture congestion with this game against Wigan in the FA Cup quarter-final. But I will be simming this game against Wigan Athletic, and I'm hopeful that we can get a win in this one. I do know that we've got a weak side going into this game, but I'm still hopeful we can win, and we do end up winning 2-1, with Maitland-Niles coming off the bench to score the winner for us. Since we've already got such a commanding aggregate lead over Wolfsburg, I'm thinking of simming this next game against them. We've still got the quarters and the semis to play in this episode, so I'm thinking I will go ahead and sim this game. I do realise I said that I wouldn't be simming the Champions League games, but this will be the only one I'm simming. And then for the quarters, semis and final, I will obviously be playing them. And despite the fact that we are simming, I still expect us to get a win, and we do end up winning 2-1, with Solanke and Davis getting both of the goals. But we do now have some player training after that, and we do end up seeing Jack Wolford going up to an 83 from this session. And before we find out who we're playing in the Champions League quarter-final, we do have a game here against Chelsea. Despite Chelsea having a really good record in their last 3 games, beating Spurs, Arsenal and QPR, I do hope that we can get a win in this game, and we end up winning 2-1, with Neymar getting both of the goals for us. And now there's confirmation that we will be playing Schalke in the next round of the Champions League. And looking at the teams that are left, I think it's fair to say that we've got pretty lucky to come up against Schalke in the quarter-final of the Champions League. But the good news for me is the big teams are going to be playing each other, with Bayern Munich coming up against Real Madrid. I think that draw has made it a little bit easier for us to maybe go on and win the Champions League. I must have skipped over this player conversation, or I didn't even read it at all, because Ben Harrison does want a new contract. To be fair to Ben Harrison, 74 overall isn't really that bad, and for a left back, he is very good backup. If Jordan Obita or Jack Wolford does get injured, we've got this guy as backup, and he's certainly a very capable player. He's helped us all the way up the divisions, and I think it's only fair that I go ahead and give him this contract. But we will now be going into the Champions League quarter-final game against FC Schalke. This will be the first leg of the quarter-final tie against the German club, and hopefully we can do well in this first game. This will be the first leg against the German team Schalke, and considering we're away from home, I think we've got another good opportunity to get some away goals. It's pretty much the usual suspects in the team. We've got Adam Armstrong up top, who is replacing the tied Solanke, and we also have Yukonen on the right mid position, a position that I haven't actually played him in yet, but I think he could do a good job there, and he's filling in for the tired Villalba. And of course we saw the other teams that are left in the tournament a little bit earlier on in the episode. We've got Barcelona already doing well well against Marseille. And I believe that was also Juventus beating Borussia Dortmund as well, 3-1 in their first leg. So again, like a fool I am, I did end up skipping over the team lineups, but this is what Schalke's lineup is looking like. They've got a really good looking centre-back pair in there with Hernandez and also Matip at the back. You won't be able to see who's playing at CDM, but it is Johannes Geis and also Mark Hoger. On the right, they've got Christian Clemens. On the left, they've got the new Man City man, Sané. And then up front, they've got Martin Braithwaite alongside one of the top scorers in the Champions League, Franco Di Santo. And it's a great ball forward, and again, we're playing it up here to Julian Draxler against his former club, playing it through here to Strandberg with the shot. It's blocked off, but it's here to Armstrong, who will go for a shot. And what a save that is by Leno there. Really good stop by the keeper. And it will be a free kick in a good position here for Schalke with Leroy Sané standing over it. It's actually Braithwaite. They look a little bit similar. But it's here to Kaisara now. And inside to Geis, who will go for a shot. And it's a really lethal effort there, but a good save by Sears. Now it's Yukonen with a lot of work to do in this position. But we'll just keep running with this one and play it through. It's a really good ball. And we missed the opportunity. Strandberg should have scored that one. Inside to Sané, and now Di Santo going for a shot. And it's a brilliant save there by Sears. That was destined to go into the back of the net, but what a save that is. And again, he's kept us in this tie with a shouting chance. And he's kept us in this game once again with a good chance. And no, tell me that's not a penalty. Oh my god. For one, why is Neymar defending that opportunity? And second of all, why is he trying to go for that ball? And he takes his man out, and that is just a really silly challenge. And it is going to be Martin Braithwaite stepping up for this one, not Franco Di Santo. And we're going to go right. We're going to save the penalty. Yes! That is destiny right there. That is exactly what we needed to do. We needed to save that penalty because we want to be winning this game. We need to win the Champions League, and that could have just kept us in it. Schalke seem to have really soaked up the atmosphere in this first half. Playing at home, maybe that's what they prefer because they've been playing really well, and they've certainly shut down all of our attacks. Joe Sears has made 11 saves in this game, and it's still somehow 0-0 with the corner coming in for Schalke. And it's back out here for Clemens. Inside here to Leroy Sané. We can't give them the space. It's Kalijanak having the shot. And they end up scoring the first goal of the game. And I have to admit, it was coming eventually. But of all players, does it really have to be their left back that scores that sort of goal? Pretty ridiculous finish, if you ask me, on the turn. But a good one nonetheless. And eventually, Sears was going to get beaten. Inside. And again, it's Strandberg. Here's to Aaron Platt. In a really good position with a really good shot. And wow. What a goal that would have been with his weaker right foot. That would have been some hell of a finish. Oh, I've been completely done there. Cochrane, he's through on goal. He's going to score to make it 2. No, he's not. What a save again by Sears. Keeping us in this game. And that is a crucial save. Come on, push forward, men. Push forward. We need to try and get something from this. Villalba doing really well to get inside on the defender. And we'll just keep running with this one and play it. Can we make it 1-1? Yes, we can. And of course, it had to be Julian Draxler that scored it. Probably one of the most undeserved goals of the season so far, considering how much we were dominated in this game by Schalke. But it's a very important goal, and that's the most important thing. And that was the last kick of the game as we equalise in this one. We end up drawing 1-1. And I have to say, it was a pretty difficult game to play in. We could have gone down 2 or even 3-0. But we were very lucky because Joe Sears was in form and Julian Draxler was ever so clinical as always. But we do now have a very important game at home against Spurs in the Premier League. We won't be playing this game and instead we will be simming this one. But if we do end up winning against Spurs, that could give us the opportunity to catch them up. It's not exactly the strongest lineup, but it should be able to do the job with Callum Patterson playing up front. It really does go to show that we have some really good squad depth in this team because it's still looking like a decent lineup for this one. But we are going to go ahead and sim this game and hopefully we can get a win with a team with a right back up front. I really don't think we will win, but we do end up winning 1-0, which is a bit of a surprise. Villalba does get the only goal of the game. So Akinfenwa's regen has decided that he's not really too happy with his role at the club. I didn't even give him a role, but apparently he wants more first team action. I'm sorry mate, but you just don't bear the same presence as Akinfenwa, so I'm just going to have to reject that request. But now it will be time for the second leg of the Champions League quarter-final up against Schalke here. And it's a damn good thing that I rested a lot of those players for that Spurs game because we have a fully fit lineup going into this one. So if the score stays as it is in this tie against Schalke, then we're going to be going through to the next round. And it looks like at the moment we will be facing either Real Madrid, I think that was Juventus, or Barcelona. And looking at the Schalke lineup, it looks like they haven't really changed too much for this game. They've got a few youngsters on their bench, and the only changes that they are making is Leon Goretzka coming in, and also Choupo-Moting on that left mid. There's no need for us to get a goal, there's no need for us to score, but it would help us a little bit. It certainly would anyway, because it would sort of dampen the nerves and it would help to ease the pressure a little bit. And it's forward once again up here to Solanke, and that should be a foul and a free kick, and it is going to be. And we do have an opportunity to maybe go for goal here, and I think I will just do just that. And it's going to be Neymar with the shot, a really good effort. And what a goal that is to start the game off with Neymar. We certainly needed something spectacular in this tie to get past Schalke because they'd been so good over the two legs. And it's good to see that in this game we score a fantastic, perfect power free kick with Neymar. And that's going to be his third goal in the Champions League. And that will now give us the cushion in this game. And it will mean that if Schalke score, it's not the end of the world. But we don't want them to anyway. And thank God Sears is there. Jesus, already they're having a shot. And again, another really good opportunity there. But we win it back with Draxler in a good position. That should be a foul, and it will be another free kick in a really good position. And we are 33 yards out this time, a little bit further out than before, but we will give this one to Neymar once again. And can we score another one? It will be Neymar standing over this one, and we score a second goal in this game with Neymar scoring his second free kick, and that one is better than the first one. I just cannot believe we've managed to pull off the same free kick twice in a row with the same player, Neymar. Really, really good free kick. Leno is no slouch in goal, and he's really done well to score his second free kick. But Neymar certainly seems to be the man for free kicks. That's 2 converted out of 2 in this game so far. We'll get this one over the top, and it's a really good opportunity for Draxler through one-on-one with the keeper. What a save that is by Leno. Oh my God. Can it be a hat-trick of free kicks though for Neymar? That's really the question here. We've got another good free kick opportunity here. And it won't be a hat-trick of free kicks, unfortunately. That would have been something special had he have scored that. Probably the first time that that's ever happened. And it's forward up here to Adam Armstrong off the bench. Some fresh legs up front. And he's done really well to get around the defender and have a shot. And it's a great save there by the keeper. And there we go. We do end up going through to the next round of the Champions League. And it's courtesy of 2 fantastic goals there by Neymar from free kicks. If it wasn't for him, we would have been under some serious pressure all game by Schalke. But luckily, we did get the early goal we needed. And that really did take us past Schalke in the end. And the teams that are now left in the tournament are Real Madrid, Juventus and Barcelona. Ideally, I would like Juventus. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it is possible, and I do hope that happens. But before we do go into the semi-finals of the Champions League, we do have an important game here against Chelsea. And if we can get some more silverware in the FA Cup, then I would be really happy. Similar to the Capital One Cup final as well, we do have some fitness issues with some players for this game. But that wasn't necessarily a bad thing, because last time we ended up playing Ravel Morrison in attack. He ended up getting 2 assists and a goal to his name. It was almost a blessing in disguise that Draxler wasn't fit for that game, because Morrison really did play well, and hopefully he can do the same in this game, because otherwise we haven't really made too many other changes. And looking at the other 2 teams that are left in the tournament, we do have Man City and also West Bromwich Albion. I'm hoping that West Brom can pull off a bit of a shock victory there against Man City. Looking at Chelsea's lineup, it looks like they've got a few players in there that aren't necessarily first team choices, such as Wallace, Djulaboji. I would like West Brom to pull off a shock victory, because I don't really fancy coming up against Man City if we get to the final. But I'm not going to be banking on it, because I'm hoping we can get a win in this game to give us momentum going into the final. Now it's here to Pedro, playing it forward for Kennedy. Again, really a threat in this game so far, Kennedy up front. And he's forced the corner for Chelsea. Now it's Oscar on the ball, trying to get round the defender and having a shot. And that one's not too far away from going into the top corner. And into the middle it goes with a good cross. And he's back out here, and a really good block there, I think, by Sutar. It's out here to Oscar to Fabregas. Passing this one inside, and a really good shot there, and a great save again by Sears. Chelsea have really put the pressure on in this first half, and as we go into the second half, I really don't know what we're going to do, because we're really under the cosh at the moment. And it's now Chelsea pressing forward once again, putting me under a lot of pressure. And it's Baba Rahman inside here to Fabregas with the shot, and it goes into the back of the net. And that is some hell of a goal there by Fabregas. It's a really good turn on the edge of the area. And, I mean, you can't get more perfect than that. That is a really good finish by Fabregas. And it will now be here to Ravel Morrison going for the shot. And a good save there by Begovic. Our first real chance in the game there. And Begovic makes a really good strong save there. Up here to Azpilicueta, inside to Oscar. And Oscar's going to try and go for a shot. He's got lucky though, and Pedro really should have done better with that finish. Oh, and there we have it. Unfortunately, we do end up getting knocked out of the FA Cup, which is bitterly disappointing. But I don't really think I could have done too much more to win the game. We just weren't in it from the get-go. Chelsea really did show their intentions early on. And they certainly did well to keep us under the cosh for the whole game, with Cesc Fabregas netting the only goal. And the game is still yet to be played against Man City and West Bromwich Albion, but it will be interesting to see who does win the FA Cup. We do now have a game though at home against Leicester in the Premier League, but we will be simming this one. I certainly feel like we can get a win in this game, and hopefully that's the case, because Leicester, they haven't been in the best form in their past 3 games, and we do end up winning this one 2-1 in the end, despite going behind early on. It's Jordan Obita once again scoring the winner for us, with Solanke also getting a goal for himself. And we do now have the first semi-final game of the Champions League, and this one will be up against Real Madrid. We could have got Juventus or Barcelona, and I have to say, out of the 3 teams that are left in the tournament, I feel like we've got an average sort of team. Not the best, not the worst team that we could have got, but it's average. It's in the middle, really. I'm going to be a bit risky in this game and experiment by playing Will Davis at centre-back. I'm not really too sure how that works, and it could be a bit of a risk, but at the same time, even though it's not in his listed positions that he can play as a centre-back, I still think he would do a good job. He certainly has the pace to play there, and he's also 6'2", which is considerably taller than Horgan. Horgan is actually only 5'11", so there you have it. He's probably going to be a better centre-back for us. Obviously, Barcelona and Juventus are still yet to play their semi-final game, but it will be interesting to see who will come out on top in that one. And looking at the Real Madrid lineup, which is what we're all here for, they've got quite an interesting lineup with some really good young players. Lucas Toro, a very notorious glitch player in this career mode. They've also got Kelechi Iheanacho up front. They've got Ronaldo still playing. They brought back to the club from Arsenal. It's been pretty boring so far, but Lucas Vazquez has the best opportunity of the first half there, and he should have at least put that one on target. But yeah, there really hasn't been too many chances for either team as we go into the second half, and hopefully that can change. We really didn't create too much in that first half. We did dominate possession though. It says that we had 1 shot on target there, but that was a deflected long shot, so I'm not really sure how that works. It didn't even test the keeper or go anywhere near the goal, so not really too sure how that's a shot on target. But it's now a really good ball forward, and Villalba is not going to be caught by anyone as he keeps running into the box and has a shot, but it's a good save by the keeper. Now it's a really good opportunity here for Neymar going down this left-hand side in a very good position indeed. That was an unnecessary Ronaldo chop, but we'll keep going, and that's going to be a penalty, and that's a really good opportunity to take the lead for us. And it will be Neymar himself taking the penalty. He won it. Can he score it himself? Yes, he can. Keylor Navas does go the right way, but we do end up scoring regardless. I talk about the importance of away goals, especially in these Champions League ties, but considering how limited the chances have been for us in this game, that one is going to be very important for us. Oh, we've intercepted really well with Draxler. They're in a really good position. Oh my god. What has gone on there? We almost managed to score with the keeper just really doing a lackadaisical pass out from the back there. And I do not know what Keylor Navas was doing. That would have been an embarrassing goal to concede, but we do end up scoring anyway. What a cross that is by Will Davis into Solanke. And that 97 crossing on Will Davis is just brilliant. That is a really world-class cross. And all Solanke had to do in that situation was just guide it on target because it had so much power behind it. But it is going to be a corner now, and we can play this to the edge of the area because there's not really too many players marking this one. And it's here with Draxler now going for a shot, and it's over the bar. I would have expected better from him there. Now it's out wide here to Carvajal, who brought down Neymar for the penalty, but gets the cross in. A really good delivery, and what a save by Sears. My word, that is world class. It seems like every time a shot goes towards Sears, he's going to save it, and that makes me really confident in this team because of that. Because I know 9 times out of 10, if I make a defensive error, Sears will bail me out. But we have a really good opportunity once again here with Ykkönen going forward. And we should make this 3-0. And it's going to be parried here to Draxler. Oh, wow. Okay, then. Alright, how did we not score that? I really don't know. So we do end up winning this one 2-0 away from home at the Santiago Bernabeu. All that we could have done, we have done in this game. We've got 2 away goals. We've set ourselves up perfectly for the second leg. And hopefully that will signal that we will go through to the next round. But it certainly isn't over yet. There's still a lot more to play in the second leg. But now it will be time for another Sims Premier League game here up against Stoke City. And we will be resting most of our players for this game. And we end up winning 2-1 with Solanke scoring the winner off the bench. But it will now be time for the second leg of the Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid. We are only going to be making 2 changes to the lineup for this game from the last game against Real Madrid. A City will be starting instead of Strandberg because I do want a bit more defensive capability in midfield. And up front we do have our ever reliable stalwart striker Adam Armstrong. Hopefully he can maybe get himself a goal in this one to wrap off the tie, or maybe contribute in some way as he always seems to do. And it looks like we will be facing Barcelona if we get to the final of the Champions League. They ended up absolutely battering Juventus in their first game 4-1, and I think it's pretty much certain that they're through to the final. And the only change that Real Madrid have made to their lineup is bringing Karim Benzema in for Iheanacho, and they'll pick it up here with Isco. A nice little 1-2 before Isco will try and go for goal maybe, but he's played it inside instead, and Ronaldo tries desperately to intercept, but we still make the save in the end, and we just need to clear this away. This is just ridiculous. Now it's here to a City playing this one out wide. It's actually a really good ball here to Villalba, who will beat Marcelo for pace as he cuts inside and goes for a shot, and it's deflected into the back of the net. And we do end up scoring to make it 3-0 on aggregate. That's really, really unlucky for Real Madrid to concede that type of goal. But to be honest, the defending leading up to it was pretty diabolical. But that should be game over, really. And we should really be into the final after that goal. Now it's Lucas Vazquez on the ball. He's done well to meg me there. And he's got the cross in as well. And Benzema makes it 1-1. And they've actually got a goal straight away after we scored. So that's 1-1 in this game now. Hopefully that doesn't mean they're mounting a comeback. As long as they don't get a second away goal in this game to take the lead, I won't be too worried. Now it's going to be Villalba with the cross into the middle. And we do end up winning the header. And we make it 2-1 in this game on the stroke of half-time. And it's a really good run there down the right side from Villalba. A really good cross after cutting back inside. And of course the header into the back of the net, beating Keylor Navas to the ball, is obviously perfect as well. And again, it's here to Jack Wolford, getting a really good cross into the middle, and Neymar hits the outside of the post. How unlucky is that? It's inside here to Kovacic, inside again to Benzema, a really good through ball. And once again, Real Madrid do equalise in this game. They make it 2-2. And it's not going to be over just yet. There's still 30 minutes left to play. It's 2-2 in this game and only 4-2 on aggregate. That was a poor challenge from me. I don't know what I was thinking there. That could be a red as well. And it is. Wow. Am I seriously setting myself up for failure? Aaron Platt gets sent off, and I do believe that means he misses the final of the Champions League as well. It's really, really unnecessary. Why would I even go in for that challenge? It's just... oh my god, it's so frustrating. And there we have it. We do end up getting a 2-2 draw in this game, but we do go through to the next round of the Champions League into the final, 4-2 on aggregate. Apart from that moment in the game where we got a red card with Aaron Platt, I felt like we played well in the game. It's just unfortunate that my anger or just my willingness to win the ball back by doing silly challenges just gets the better of me sometimes. These match facts certainly have a draw written all over it, and I think in the end it was a fair result. And in the next episode, which will be the finale of the series, we will be coming up against Barcelona in the final of the Champions League. But this will be where we end off this episode of this career mode, and hopefully you have enjoyed. And if you have enjoyed this episode of this career mode, then make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. The next episode will be the series finale, and it's likely to be the last video that I will be posting on FIFA 16. I'm hoping it will be a good episode and a good way to wrap off the series, especially if we win the Champions League. But apart from that, guys, I'm going to have to leave it there, and I'll see you next time for another video. Thanks for watching.